Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
With wins in 4 of their first 5 games, Canes baseball is having a good start to their season, and they're back at the Light tonight to host Dartmouth. Olivia Howell and Cal Friedman are live in studio to preview the series on this week's edition of Inside Pitch. Guys?
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Pitch. I'm your host, Olivia Howell, here with analyst Cal Friedman. Cal, the Canes had a bit of a rocky start to their season opener against Penn State, but they were able to pull out the series win. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a tough opening night for Miami, but Olivia, I'll ask you this. Do you like home runs?
Oh, I personally love home runs.
I also love home runs. You know who else likes home runs? This Hurricanes team. Miami got shocked on opening night. A 9-5 win for Penn State put them in the driver's seat in Game 1. Miami had to find a way to match the Nittany Lions, and they did that with their power. It started on Saturday night with right fielder Zach Levinson, 2 home runs, including this 460-foot tape measure shot into the Miami night sky. 460 feet, that's a lot of tape. Now, Game 3, Miami was losing for the majority of the game. Andrew Walters came in. He did his thing. He struck out 5 batters of 6, setting up C.J. Kafis to do this. Miami's 8th home run of that series against the Nittany Lions, a walk-off with Miami down to their final out. Yohanny Morales said it best on Tuesday. It's baseball. There's going to be setbacks at some point in the season. They found a way to win it, though.
They definitely did, and there's lots to look forward to the rest of the season. But Miami took care of business in their midweek games against Stetson and Indiana State. But tell me, Blake Sear had major production in both of those games. Tell me what you saw from him. Yeah, his teammates are calling him Hollywood, and for good reason. He's shining like a star for Miami right now. I mentioned a couple weeks ago, the second base position was going to be an interesting battle between sophomores Dorian Gonzalez, Ariel Garcia, and freshman Blake Sear. Sear got the start on Sunday, and he has ran away with the position. Let's take a look at what he's been doing so well inside his first 3 starts for the Hurricanes. It's been opposite field prowess. Right here, a double down the right field line brings home 2 in that win over Stetson. This is something so hard for so many freshmen to do. Use the entire field. But Sear, all 3 of his home runs have gone opposite way. He looks like not just one of the best freshmen in the ACC, but he's looking like one of the best freshmen in the entire NCAA, and Miami has a clear second baseman, at least right now. Yeah, for sure. There's one word to describe Blake Sear, and it's quite literally insane. Electric. But it's time for everyone's favorite part of our segment. Cal, tell me, what are your calls this week? All right, not my best start. I went 1-2. Shout out Andrew Walters. I didn't go 0 for. But this week, I want to bounce back. I want to take a look at the guys who are hot. The 3 and the 5 combo tonight. Yohanny Morales, Zach Levinson. Morales, 3 home runs in the midweek. I think they're going to drive in at least 5 RBIs. Now, Carson Ligon, he was Miami's best starter against Penn State, but he only had 2 strikeouts. I think that's an oddity. I think he gets to 5 or maybe 6. Finally, shout out to the guys at the back of the bullpen doing their work. Only 2 walks, 23 strikeouts in the midweek. These Dartmouth hitters, they're smart. They're in the Ivy League, but I don't think they're going to walk more than 9 times this weekend. For sure. Be sure to catch the Canes all weekend. That's all the time we have this week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Tonight's series opening game between Dartmouth and Miami is underway, and the Canes are looking to win their 5th game in a row. Gage Zeal is looking to bounce back on the mound against the Big Green, who are looking to win their 2023 season opener. So a lot of people looking for a lot of things, but reporter Ryan Marshall is live at the Light for Miami's first matchup with the Big Green. Ryan, it's Cuban Heritage Night. What's going on over there?
Well, Ethan, tonight the Hurricanes are celebrating their Cuban players and fans at tonight's game with live music, trivia, and a salsa battle with the Miami Maniac. The president of the Federation of Cuban Students just threw out the first pitch moments ago, and the Miami roster is full of Cuban players, such as Ronaldo Gallo and Yohanny Morales. Speaking of Yo-Yo Morales, that man has been on fire to start this season. He's already hit 3 home runs in his first 5 games and is one of 3 Miami Hurricanes to do so. Now, they have hit 15 total home runs this season, which ranks them third nationally in total home runs in the country. Now, coming into this game, the Hurricanes are facing Dartmouth, and this is going to be the first game in a 3-game series this weekend. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head inside, grab me some cafecito, enjoy the game. Reporting live for UMTV, I'm Ryan Marshall.
Hey, I hope you enjoy that cafecito, Ryan. And while the baseball squad is looking to put up numbers tonight, social media is buzzing about a pair of Canes who just hit a special milestone. It's time to bring out our guy, Niles Nassim, to take you behind the post.
You know, after a long, hard week, most sane people would take a load off and maybe relax. But not I, because I have made a vow to the people to produce some God-tier content on the biggest stage. And it doesn't get bigger than being on the most electrifying segment on TV with me. Niles Nassim, your host with the most. So when you see me on screen, it's time to go behind the post. Cardiac Canes. Men's basketball went to Virginia Tech and swiped the win better than Swipe of the Fox, 76-70, and that wasn't the only thing that was looking sublime. Shout out to Isaiah Wong for this bucket and becoming 5th all time. What a career, Zay. Congratulations, you deserve it, and make sure to show him some love this Saturday against FS who? And Zay wasn't the only one hitting milestones. I rock with Zay. But did you see Haley hit 2K? We gotta show love to a phenomenal player and a phenomenal career. Haley continues to lead our women's team to greatness. Congratulations, ma'am. We can't wait to see all you do in March. And man, the wins just keep coming. We gotta show some major love to our indoor track team, especially Decio Andrade for absolutely slinging those weights, 22 meters to capture the ACC title yesterday. And look, I know we have a habit of only covering the big sports here, but sometimes it's good to take a moment and a step back and look at some of our lesser known sports because they are winning and winning big. Salute to you, Decio. Live it up tonight. And newsflash, Canes baseball after 5 games is third nationally in home runs because they hit banger after banger. And ladies and gentlemen, they hit grand slams greater than your grandma's strawberry jam. And shout out to the producer Morgan Champy for that line. Now, after the show, fly to Mark Light, grab a milkshake, and watch the Canes play the Ivy League as they play Dartmouth right now. But that's all the time I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. You know what to do. Be blessed. Never stress, because you know where to find me right here on Fridays on SportsDesk.
Up next on Sports Desk, pickleball is once again America's fastest growing sport, but is Miami meeting the growing demands? Find out when we return. But first, it's time for some trivia. Isaiah Wong just entered UM's top 5 on the program's all-time scoring list. But which Cane has the most career points at the U? Is it A, Jack McClinton, B, Tim James, C, Rick Barry, or D, Don Kernick? Stay tuned for the answer when we return.
AARP top tips on caregiver preparedness during coronavirus. Form a team that can help with caregiving tasks. Take an inventory of essential supplies in your loved one's home. Make a list of the care recipient's medications. Schedule regular calls to fight isolation. Finally, take care of yourself too. Follow the Centers for Disease Control's guidelines for coronavirus safety. For more caregiving tips, go to aarp.org/caregiving.
Hey boys, good to see you again tonight. How we doing?
Pretty good. Trying to figure out Don Kernick. His name. Yeah, it's a hard one to pronounce. I don't know why.
His name is Kurt.
Sometimes we can do things that exclude others.
You still talking to your friends?
It's complicated. I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
Welcome to Jumanji.
Even the smallest words and actions can have a big effect on someone. You have the skills. Because of you, someone's entire day, their year, or their life can change.
Remember, the future is in your hands.
Visit becauseofyou.org to learn more.
Totally, let's do it.
Welcome back. If you guessed C, you are correct. Rick Barry scored 2,298 points at Miami, which still stands as the 19th most in NCAA history and the 10th longest standing record in any Division I school. And Barry, James, McClinton, and Kernutt all have their jerseys hanging in the rafters in the Watsco Center.
The Canes conquered championship week in the pool and on the track, and women's tennis is climbing up the ranks. Michael Muella and Max Keller break it all down on this week's edition of the O Sports Roundup. Mike, Max?
Well, thanks, and welcome back to this week's edition of the O Sports Roundup, everybody. I'm Michael Muella.
And I'm Max Keller. Mike, it's a beautiful Friday for some O Sports.
Indeed it is, Max. You said it. But let's flash back to last week as ACC Championship Week took place for Cane Swim and Dive. And what a week it was for Max, Flory, and Mia Valet. Max taking home the first place in the 1 meter, 3 meter, and platform dive. Mia respectively taking home runner-up in the 1 meter and 3 meter dives. Congratulations go out to them. But also now on Cane's track and field, ACC Championships took place yesterday with day 1, and what a day it was for Decio Andrade, taking home the title in the weight throw event after setting a new program record and a new facility record at the event. Over on the women's side, Daphne Lavassis and El Mezio, both new program top 5s in the 5,000 meter runs. We'll continue to get updates as soon as we can. But Max, tell us what's going on the court and the course.
Thanks, Mike. Some good news for men's tennis as they entered the top 50 rankings after extending their win streak to 3, picked up a victory against UCF. And more good news for the women's tennis team as they ranked in number 15 in the most recent polls, have an opportunity earlier today at Boston College, a big one, top 50 team there. And Alexa Noel looking to lead the way as she is now ranked top 10 in both individuals and doubles. And as for women's golf, they did finish 17th out of 17th at the Moon Invitational. But Sarah Byrne did impress, finishing top 15, including a 5-under finish in her last round. So it should be interesting to see if they can improve as a team around Sarah Byrne. But that's all the time we have for this week's edition of O Sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thanks, guys. And Brandy Troop is back, this time sitting down with one of the fastest members on the Canes women's track team. She sat down with junior sprinter Mariah Oliveira on this week's edition of Athlete of the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of Athlete of the Week. I am your host Brandy Troop and today I am joined by sprinter Mariah Oliveira. Hey Mariah, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great, girlie. I want to play a quick fun game with you I'm calling Race the Clock. Gonna name some things from the realm of track as well as pop culture and I want you to answer the question to the best of your ability. Gonna give you 45 seconds, feel free to skip. Sound good?
Yep, let's
do it. This is a short running race where acceleration and top speed are important. Pole vault, sprint, or shot put?
Sprints.
Yes, this is an obstacle in a race that runners must jump or clear while running. Hurdle, javelin, or baton?
Hurdle.
This is the name of Rihanna's makeup line. Maybelline, Kylie's Cosmetics, or Fenty?
Fenty.
I know that's right. A social gathering that you and your girls like to dress up and go to have breakfast or lunch. Dinner, brunch, or happy hour?
Brunch.
Yes. A cute nickname for your romantic partner. Bae, broski, or bestie?
Bestie.
It's really bae, but I feel like that's just your personal preference. Finish this lyric for me. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. A, come on, baby, don't play with it, or else, or stop playing.
A.
Yes, come on, baby, don't play with it. You're good at that. How are you enjoying your track season thus far?
It's good. We've put in a lot of work this year, so I'm excited to compete at ACCs next week. We've done a lot of traveling, a lot of hard work, so I think we're all ready to get a break in between indoor and outdoor, but I'm really excited for the championship this week.
What is it that you enjoy about the sport of track?
I think the biggest thing is just letting out all my emotions when I'm running. It's like a release for me. It's really fun, and I like to think of it not as just like a sport, but something that I actually like enjoy to do. So.
Most definitely. Girl, if I could get out there, I promise you I would, okay? I truly enjoy that sport. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Athlete of the Week. She was Mariah Oliveira. I'm Brandy Troop, and we'll see you next week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Brandy. Pickleball is played with a paddle and wiffle ball-like ball and combines elements of tennis, ping pong, and badminton. It's attracted all sorts of players, from pros to amateurs and even celebrities. But soon, it may be an issue for you to consider on your ballot. I got a chance to head out to the courts. Maite Halley has been playing pickleball for about a year and a half. She says one of the reasons she loves the sport is that it's accessible to both young and old. However, she says that right now in Coral Gables, there aren't enough courts to meet the demand.
We have only 2 dedicated pickleball courts in the whole city of 50,000 people.
So she began advocating for more courts, but needed some help, which came from Lily Azell, one of 3,000 USA pickleball ambassadors throughout the country.
I really took the charge getting involved in advocating for courts because we could not build a critical mass of players without any courts.
In particular, District 2 has 0 dedicated courts. With a special election for City Commission coming up on February 27th, candidates like Eddie Leal are listening to pickleball players.
There is a way that you can actually create an already established court with pickleball rather immediately. So one of the first items on basis would be to actually implement this platform.
As Lily works with candidates in District 2, she and Maite made progress in Coral Gables. Gables Recreation Department created 2 open access courts at the War Memorial Youth Center, although they are not dedicated for pickleball.
We don't want to take away basketball courts. We don't want to take away tennis courts.
We need a home just like all other sports have their homes.
Lily and Maite aren't settling. They're happy the ball is rolling, but know there's still room to make a real smash. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Ethan Gainey.
Still ahead, what's better than one can't miss play? How about 2 Canes making plays that you'll have to see to believe? We'll have those right after the break.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
Of course I've thought about it, but there's all this stuff in the way.
Oh, you're not kidding.
The house, the kids are going to college.
My new car.
Car? You bought a new car?
Oh, hey, you should meet my friend Avo. Avo's a retirement coach. He'll help get you started.
But what does Avo tell you to do?
You don't know? Focus on your future. Your goals can still be met.
But how?
Target your tomorrow. And use the Avo bet.
You sing?
Not really. A is for taking action. Start off with a plan.
You built these letters?
Yep. V is for variety. There's so many ways you can.
I follow you.
Come on. O's for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice sign.
Thanks, I made it myself.
Cool.
Thanks for staying with us. UM's most heated sports tournament is back. Last week, the 6 dorms duked it out all weekend long to see who could bring home the trophy at the 37th annual Sports Fest.
Yeah, let's go! Turn me up! They're not ready! They're not ready!
Sports Fest is the University of Miami's annual sports competition between its dorms. And for students like Mojanai Dennis, it's all about bringing home the bragging rights.
Listen, you'll be on top. Don't sleep on us no more. We got something to say.
It started 37 years ago when Hecht and Stanford challenged each other to a set of games. A face-off between the former freshman dorms that would turn into a beloved tradition.
This year I didn't really see anyone getting overly emotional, but last Sports Fest people were crying, people were cheering, all that stuff.
The winning dorm would get to display the Sports Fest trophy until the next year's competition. And as years went on, Sports Fest expanded into a tradition that even residents of UM's newest dorms look forward to.
Everybody wants the trophy, everybody wants the bragging rights, and last year when we won, we got to jump in the fountain, which was pretty cool.
But this year, things were different. Hecht Residential College has the most Sports Fest wins of all time. But when it was torn down this summer, it opened the door for the traveling trophy to find a less likely home.
First place goes University Village. It's cooler to see some of the non-traditional places winning.
University Village's win almost didn't happen though. After scraping together the minimum amount of teammates for each of this year's 12 competitions, the UV pulled off a win only they could see coming.
We're small but mighty. We believed in each other and we know we could win. So we just kept cheering each other on and we just kept on going with that.
Sports Fest may be a battle between dorms, but it's also a competition that transforms each residence into a community.
See this right here? That's UV.
To the work we did.
For UMTV, I'm Daryl Barnes.
Well, it's always fun to see your favorite team on ESPN SportsCenter Top 10.
Well, I guess you could say for Canes fans, it must have been like Christmas morning when they saw 2 Canes baseball players on Tuesday make the iconic list.
Yeah, well, let's relive Christmas morning then with this week's doubleheader edition of Play of the Day.
So what we got here first, look at this, a pop fly. Easy ball. Oh, look at that. Yohani Morales coming out of nowhere. That's the third baseman. He was over by second base because of the shift. And look at this. He goes all the way out to where the left fielder should be catching that ball.
Yeah, and thanks to the shift, no chance left fielder getting to that. But Yo-Yo, on the other hand, he's diving out for that ball.
Yeah, but
What
you
a
think
catch.
that's good? How about we got this second play?
Yeah. Here's Crescinta with the casual behind the back play to turn the DP.
Too easy.
It really was. How do you do that so casually? Not even flinching a muscle. Just
Call him Chris Cool. You might as well at this point. Both of those plays, though, pretty amazing. Good enough for your plays of the day. And on top of that, the NBA All-Star festivities were held in Utah last weekend, and some of the best players balled out in the All-Star game.
But check this out. It was actually a player from the G League who stole the spotlight in Salt Lake City.
Mac McClung was the man of the minute at the dunk contest on Saturday. He hit all his dunks on the first try just like that and received nearly perfect 50s in every single round. Look at that.
He was doing some more than the NBA players were doing with the windmills and the twists in the
he
air.
was so good.
I
He was
mean,
so good. And check this out. McClung took home a $100,000 cash prize for the win. Only $6,000 less than he's made in his entire career as an NBA and G League player.
That's insane, and now I might sign up for next year's dunk contest.
Hey, well, that's all the time we have for this week, though, so make sure to tune back in next week.
Same time, same place. Have a good night.